Hi everyone. So in this video we are going to cover your lab number 2 of DP600 course, that is create and use Dataflows Gen2 in Microsoft Fabric. So here I have already launched my lab, and once you launch your lab and you log in into the student account using this provided password given in the instructions, so the very first step that you need to do is to create your Fabric account. So let's follow the instruction 1. So here we are going to log in to the Microsoft Fabric portal, and now here you need to provide this email ID which is provided within the instructions. So just put your cursor in the email box and auto type, submit, and next mention the temporary access password and click on sign in. Stay signed in, select yes. Let's complete the verification and submit. Now you will be prompted to fill up these details, so you can keep the default one, no need to change country or region. Mention the job title and the business phone number and click on get started. That's it. No need to check mark on any of the options here. So once your Fabric environment gets loaded, so close all of these things. And now the very first instruction says that you need to create a workspace. So here we are already on our home page, so you don't have to navigate to the home page. We are already on our home page, and here click on new workspace, so you can create your workspace from here or from here as well. So both options are fine. Give your workspace a unique name, so I'm giving it a name as lab2 underscore workspace, or let's say lab2 workspace. And here under the advanced section, you don't have to select the licensing.
Justin, shall I share my screen for that second lab which I had mentioned yesterday?
So once we create our workspace, now after the workspace, next we are going to create the lake house. So let's create a lake house here. So click on plus new item here within the workspace and search for the lake house. Give your lake house a name, let's say LH, and do not check this lake house schema. Click on create. So we have done this first step, right? Now next, after this, once we have got your lake house, once you have created your lake house, next we are going to ingest the data into the lake house using this data flows, right? So this is one of the method how you ingest your data within the lake house. So go to the get data option at the top, select data flow Gen2. So either you can create the data flow Gen2 within the lake house, or you can go to your workspace right from here, and within the workspace also you can create the data flow as an item by clicking on plus new item. So here you can select this data flow Gen2, but as per the instructions, let's create the data flow from within the lake house. Select data flow Gen2 and click on create. So we have completed this first step. right? Now, as per the next step, once your data flow get loaded, we are going to import the text or CSV file. So for that, okay, so from here, if you're unable to view the options, you can simply just expand this ribbon, and over here we have this option new query. So under the new query, select get data and select text/CSV option. Under this, mention this URL which is provided over here. Give a unique connection name. So for instance, here I can provide the connection name as, let's say, test connection. Keep other settings as default and click on next. So here, if you want to change the file origin, you can change the file origin, you can mention the delimiter, you can mention the data type detection, how you want to detect it. And after that, we can select create. So this will add this table that we are ingesting from this URL into our data flow, right? So once it is added, now you can leverage the power of this Power Query, which is online Power Query within the data flow, to transform your data inside the lakehouse, right? So here the very first transformation that we are going to do as a part of your lab is we are going to add a new column, which is your this second number instruction. So here let's go to the add column tab over here at the top, and under the add column you have this option to select custom column. So here give a custom column name, that is month number, as provided in the instruction. Select the data type to whole number and add this formula to calculate the month number from the given order date and click on OK. So once it is done, you can see that this is how now your data flow will look like. So now you will have this new column added up with your existing query, and you can also see the step got added into your applied steps. You can even check the applied steps by selecting the diagram view from the bottom of the screen. So you can see we have this diagram view. Click on this diagram view. So once you click over here, you'll be able to notice all of the transformations that you have applied so far. Plus here, notice you have this lakehouse added by default. Why? Because you created this data flow within the lakehouse. So the lakehouse automatically got attached as a destination. Okay. So we are going to configure some of the settings for this lakehouse also. We will see it in the upcoming steps. And as a part of the last step, just check and confirm whether the data type for your order date column is set to date. So here notice that this is your order date column. So here the data type is set to date, and for the month number it is the whole number. Now we are going to add the destination. So here, as per your instructions, it says that you need to connect to the default data destination. But if you go to your home tab over here, so here we notice that already the lakehouse is added, right? So that's why here we are not getting the add option enabled. So in order to do the configuration, so why we need to do the addition is editing part is because as per the instructions we are going to disable the use of automatic settings, because the default setting says that your update method is replace by default, but instead of using replace we are going to change it to append. So that's why we need to edit our lakehouse. So to edit the lakehouse over here, So what you can do, either you can remove your lakehouse from here from the home tab, or you can go to the bottom of the screen, just have a look at my cursor, click on this cross icon to remove your lakehouse. So I will be removing this destination and I will re-add it. So I'll click on the plus icon over here. I will select this new destination. Do not select your default destination, otherwise your same lakehouse will be connected with your default configuration. Okay, so here new destination basically means we are going to create a new connection for our existing lakehouse. So let's select this lakehouse. You can use the same connection. We are going to modify the settings further. And now here, under the lakehouse option, expand your workspace folder. Within the workspace folder, select the lakehouse that you have created. And mention the name of the table as the orders table. So this is your step number 4 we are currently performing. Right? And then click on next. Now the next instruction says, choose the destination settings page. So this is that one. So on this choose destination settings page, disable the use automatic setting option and select append and then save setting. So let's disable this and update the method from replace to append. Okay. So when you select append, it will disable your dynamic and fixed schema option. And then simply click on save settings. Now once it is added, so you'll be able to view now that your lakehouse has been added and the update method is updated to append instead of replace. And here also notice that our lakehouse has been added. So with this we have completed our till instruction number 6. Now on the toolbar ribbon, go to the home tab, select the data flow and over here select save and run. So if you don't have the save and run option, you might be having the publish option. So that was our old interface. So that's fine. If in case you're not getting this, you can simply click on publish. So that will also publish your data flow. So earlier we used to have publish option. So now currently our data flow is getting saved. So you can check the notification bar. Okay, so it is saved and the run has started for our data flow 1. And you can now go back to your workspace from this option over here. There's no need to open it direct from here. Open the workspace and here notice the data flow is running. Okay, and you can even view the run details. So here you can simply go to, let me expand this view, select recent run. So from the recent run, from here you can see that its status is currently in progress. You can download the refresh history file. Let's select this and here notice that this is the start time. So it was on demand. The type is data flow fabric, request ID, data flow ID and the session ID. And this is currently the status. So here we don't have much information to see yet. So once your data flow gets executed, you can refresh the status over here to see that whether it succeeded or not. And now you can see that the status has changed to succeeded. So you can click on this, on the activity to see that okay, so here these are the two endpoints that were connected, the lakehouse connection and the web, because we ingested the data from the web URL, right? Number of rows read, number of bytes written and number of rows written. So let's close this. And now once we have the data flow ready, so if we want to orchestrate this within the pipeline, so you can include this data flow as an activity inside the pipeline, right? So in order to create the pipeline, you will go back to your workspace. So currently I am within the workspace itself. Select plus new item, and under the plus new item, search for pipeline, not the data pipeline, but the pipeline. So you can see we have this pipeline right over here. Select it. Click on create. So once a pipeline gets created, you will be able to see the interface of the pipeline. So you can see here, from here you can add the pipeline activity, or you can go to the activities tab. From here also you can see the list of all of the pipeline activities that you have within the data factory. Okay, so for more information about all of these concepts, I will suggest all of you to go through the session recordings. So each of these concepts are discussed in detail within the session recording. So this is only the lab demonstration. And now here we need to select this pipeline activity, and here select this data flow as an activity. Now within the canvas, select this data flow activity, just drag the settings below of this at the bottom of the screen bit up, and now here we need to mention some details like the data flow. So here you can give the name of the data flow like ingesting sales data. Okay, so it's not given over here, but you can mention it on your own. You can add a description, you can activate or deactivate it. And here under the settings, I'm going to select the data flow that I just created. So this is the data flow that we created. So select it, right? If it's not appearing up, you can try refreshing it. Or from here also you can create a new data flow if not created before. Once done, click on save. And now you can go to the run tab here, validate it, and run it. Now this will execute your pipeline. So though we had already executed the data flow independently, so you can run your data flow either independently within the data flow itself, or you can execute it as a part of the pipeline, just like we are doing it now. And you will be able to see the progress at the bottom of the screen. So you can see the data flow is getting executed, it's in progress. You can see the duration. From here you can view the input in the JSON and output as well in the JSON. And from here under the view run details as well, you will be able to view the run details for your pipeline. So if I select this pipeline, so it will take me to these run details. You can change the view from the list to the Gantt view if in case you have multiple activities available. And from here, if you want to update the pipeline, you can update it. And notice that our pipeline now got successfully executed. So once it is there, now we can check your lakehouse. So here at the top, you can see we have 3 tabs opened up, right? So no need to go back to the workspace, open it again and open your item. Just switch from one tab to another, just like you do for the browser tabs. So go to the lakehouse tab and see the tables folder. So we need to refresh it. So refresh from here the entire lakehouse. Refresh the tables folder again. And notice here that our orders dataset has been loaded. Okay, so now here you can see we are able to get the preview of our data set. right? So that's it for the lab. Now in the last instruction, just an instruction, you don't have to do this last step. So here it's just saying that if you want to connect this lakehouse into your Power BI, then you can get the data from your Power BI, and over here you will have the option to connect to your lakehouse. That's it. And once you're done with the lab, then it is recommended to close all the tabs, close the pipeline, and delete your workspace. That's it. End it and say end my lab and mark it as completed. That's it. Thank you.